chorus of public accusations. The hashtag #MeToo went viral. People from all walks of life came forward to share their stories, exposing abuse in publishing, fashion, music, sports, advertising, comedy, philanthropy, hospitality, retail, law, factories, academia, technology, places of worship, politics, and more. This was over a decade after Tarana Burke began the Me Too movement, which was in fact designed to empower survivors of sexual violence, particularly women and girls of color. By the time Weinstein stood trial, the movement had pushed sexual abuse to the forefront of our collective conversations and consciousness. The way I'm using these terms, sexual assault and sexual harassment, both physical and non-physical, fall into the category of sexual misconduct or sexual abuse. After Me Too went viral, activists and advocates capitalized on the momentum to demand systemic change. They achieved several notable successes. The use of non-disclosure agreements, a key issue that gained major attention when Weinstein's decades-long use of NDAs to keep women silent came to light, was restricted in more than a dozen states. A few states expanded their definition of sexual harassment to encompass a broader range of behaviors, including less severe harassment, and to protect more victims, like independent contractors and interns. And several states extended the statute of limitations for filing a sexual harassment claim. Despite these initial successes, efforts to reform our institutions and the culture surrounding them have all but stalled. Hard-fought legal gains fall well short of where we need to be. Still today, across the states and in federal court, in both civil and criminal cases, even the most evolved jurisdictions preserve laws that downgrade the credibility of accusers. The problem is worse outside the legal system. Here, our daily lives require urgent judgments about credibility. When a coworker tells you about an incident of harassment, when you hear quiet warnings about your boss, when a friend discloses a sexual assault, perhaps from long ago and perhaps from the recent past, when you learn on social media that one acquaintance has accused another of misconduct, when you read about the latest allegation against a politician, actor, or athlete you admire. Judging credibility is a mighty power, because credibility is itself a form of power. Whenever we judge credibility, we are in a position to value or to devalue the speaker. Yet as a society and as individuals, we wield this power in troubling ways. This is true of even the best-intentioned among us, including those fully open to the lessons of Me Too. Unbeknownst to us, we are shaped by a cluster of forces that I call the credibility complex. These forces corrupt our judgments, making us too prone to both discount the credibility of accusers and inflate the credibility of the accused. The most vulnerable women experience credibility discounting at its most extreme, while men who are protected by greater status or position are the beneficiaries of massive credibility boosts. There are two major drivers of the credibility complex. The first is culture. The credibility complex penetrates the deepest layers of our culture, which we can think of as our communal system of meaning, however contested. The social anthropologist Adam Cooper defines culture as a matter of ideas and values, a collective cast of mind. Fractured though our shared system of meaning is, it exists. What's key here is that this culture cannot be isolated from a social context defined by stark power imbalances. In the stories that follow, hierarchies, inequalities, vulnerabilities, and privileges all play a pivotal role. A main way our culture is refracted is through the behaviors and attitudes of individuals. You'll see in the chapters that follow that the credibility complex is powered by people. Some of these people work within systems that routinely mete out credibility discounts and credibility boosts. Police officers, school officials, and workplace personnel figure prominently in the accounts to come. So do friends, roommates, parents, and coworkers. None of us can transcend cultural norms or avoid their imprint on our inner workings. As cultural psychologists recognize, the human psyche is both a product